Hello, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic, and I'm doing something I've not done for a while. It's a new product review. Apologies for the video recording in here. I really wanted to try and show you this, not just from top-down camera angle, but also facing on. Now, I got this at a bargain price at local Spotlight. It was on sale for $30, and this is the We Are Memory Keepers SUDS. It looks very similar to the candle maker, but it's a soap maker. So I wanted to share my first experience of making a soap with you. So I was just showing you then the instructions, and you also got a block of soap with it. Now this was a 1 pound block of soap, which I decided to chop up into tiny pieces to make it a little bit easier to melt. And I've also got some extra supplies with me, as you can see as well, some essential oils. Now when I was melting the wax, I should say, soap, not the wax. When I was melting the soap, I realised afterwards that I probably didn't need to have chopped it up in small pieces because it did clump quite a lot anyway. So I would skip that step if I was you. You can see here that I'm trying to add some colour. Now, because it's soap, it's going to be obviously applied on the skin. You can't just use things like food colouring or, any kind of inks. You can use mica powders, which is what I'm using here. And I'm trying to get like a bit of a sage green because I want to make lemongrass soap. That's my essential oil fragrance, and I'm using a good quality essential oil fragrance for this, a doTERRA. And lemongrass. I've got lemongrass planted in my garden, so I'm using some of that as well. So you can see here, I keep trying with this mica powder, and it did keep clumping up a little bit as well. So I did have to do quite a lot of mixing to get this just the right colour. But I get there in the end. You can see there's an awful lot of it. What I would say in terms of product review, it took a long time to melt the soap. The 1 pound block took about three attempts to use a 1 pound block to fill to the max line. And you can see here, this is my first one going through, and I decided not to use the supplied little, you can see the thing in the center of my screen, the little container. You can just use your own soap mold. I'm just using an actual baking tin actually that I would normally use in the kitchen because I wanted to make a long block of soap that I'm just going to cut up, which you'll see at the end. So you can see here how it's looking. It probably took 20-30 minutes for each one of these filled soaps to melt to the point where it would actually come through. So again, took quite a long time to do that. I think if you was using some kind of double boiler method on the stove top, it would be a lot quicker. And then you can see here, just as it's filling up as well, I'm just kind of moving that soap mold along to try and make it spread. Now you don't want bubbles when you're making soap, so I'm trying my best not to let the dregs go through. And you can see here, that was just kind of the end of it. Now I decided with the second lot, I didn't need to add extra mica because there was still a lot of it contained around, and then even less for this one. So I thought, oh, maybe I'm going to get a bit of an ombre effect, and I kind of do, but I probably needed a smaller soap mold and container because, as you'll see, it doesn't fill up this tin very well. In fact, it probably made about half an inch. I measured this tin later, and it is 3 inches tall from where you're looking and 10 inches wide. So you do get a lot of soap. This is just some lemongrass that I already had chopped up and dried that I thought would look nice on the top of the soap. So I'm adding that on. And then I made the fatal mistake, as you'll see here, is forgetting to turn the soap little dripper thing off. Now this is the following day because it says leave it overnight, which I did, and you can see here where I'm measuring it, but it looks really nice. I have to say the smell is absolutely gorgeous. You can see I do have a bit of an ombre effect, but you can see the baking paper tray as well, where I didn't have it quite filled at the bottom. Now it is really super thin, probably a half an inch. So I've decided I'm just gonna, I think these are roughly 2 inches. So 2 by 3 inches of my soap blocks. And I managed to get 5 soap blocks out of this, which was pretty good. I am really pleased with the overall effect. I think for someone that's been wanting to do soap making for a while but didn't want to worry about all the chemical mixes and the cost as well of setting up, I think this is a great alternative if it's something you want to do just as a one-off for gifts, as I'm going to do, rather than fully investing in all the equipment unless you're gonna, obviously, if you were gonna look at doing market stalls, selling the products, that kind of thing, I would definitely go with the separate chemicals. But this is a really good product actually if it's just something you want to do now and again. So for decoration, I've just wrapped it up in some baking parchment paper. I've got some stems off my lemongrass tree outside, and this is our plan on giving it as a gift, along with some other goodies in a little bath bomb. So you can see here, I just wanted to quickly show you, they didn't stick very well at the top. Maybe I needed to put them on sooner. And lastly, just in case you're worried about the quality of the soap that comes in the kit, you can see here, I'm using it and it lathers up really well. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I will answer each and every one. Have a great crafting weekend.